Eric Adams, who is not his own man, and I'm not sure exactly how much longer Eric Adams is going to be around as the mayor of the city of New York, because he's got one of former fellow police officers leveled a charge against him of sexual abuse while he was a police captain in the New York City Police Department. He's got at least a mega campaign finance fraud charge leveled against him or against some of his constituents, some of his supporters, persons that ran his campaign managers. One was a young woman in her 20s. I can't figure that out for the life of me, how this 24-year-old was going back, and she was only 21 when she was running Mayor Eric Adams' campaign finance, handling millions of dollars. And then her house was raided in the middle of the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning by the FBI. Eric Adams himself was stopped by the FBI in Midtown Manhattan. His entourage stopped. His security department task was told to stand down. And he was searched, and his cell phone and iPad and other information was taken from him. And then a couple of his campaign finance persons in the Bronx houses were raided at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know how he's going to make it. Anyway, I think he's a dummy. I've got a case against him as well, refusing to help us when our children came down to City Hall. And I want to see him in court in the Southern District. I think that he needs to testify as to why the city of New York insisted on foreclosing our church. So you need to know I'm not for him. But he also acts like he's very puppet. He's a puppet, and he's very stupid if you ask me. Anyway, this is a small clip of him speaking last night about sending the police into Columbia University, and he wanted them to go in there as the goon squad. Now, they can go in as police, but Eric Adams acts like he wants a goon squad.
There is a movement to radicalize young people, and I'm not going to wait until it's done. And all of a sudden acknowledge the.
Eric, you know what the movement is to radicalize young people? Barack Hussein, the long-legged Mac Daddy Obama, teaching kindergarten and preschoolers that they don't have to agree with the sex that God gave them. If they were born a male, they can want to be a female. If they were born a female, they can want to be. That's radicalization, Eric Adams. But that's what radicalization. You know what radicalization is, Eric Adams? Your friend Puff Daddy took Usher and Justin Bieber and a whole ton of other boys under the age of 14 years old and popped them in the booty. Well, listen, all right, okay. If that word bothers some of you, I know how sensitive some of y'all are, and you get a little, beside yourself, or you think that a preacher shouldn't tell it like it is. That's the problem with the world today. The preacher has got to be politically correct. And you say, well, there's certain things you shouldn't say. Why? So Eric Adams, but anyway, if it bothers you, forgive me, but I must be the powerful, real person, and I'm a real man, and I use real language. I don't color, I don't disguise sin with some sugar and spice. But Eric Adams, what radicalization is what you and Puff Daddy have been doing to people like Usher, Justin Bieber, and Cassie Ventura, a bunch of other people for the last 20 years, turning them out. That's what radicalization is all about. You're claiming that the protesters were trained or professional protesters on Columbia University. Wasn't so. And anyway, Eric, who feeds you your line? I can't imagine you don't even have the personification that you know what you're doing. And by the way, the boys over in Crown Heights, your Jewish friends in Crown Heights, they've dumped you, Eric. They've had enough of you. They thought that you were going to help them in the Bitcoin business to rip Americans off left and right, selling them phony Bitcoins, and you failed. And not only that, but now you got the FBI on your trail. You can't get any legislation done. You are indeed, if you will, dead in the middle of the process of your so-called mayorship, whatever it is. At any rate, let's listen to the rest of it, then I'll have to go.
Existence of it. This is a global problem that young people are being influenced by those who are professionals at radicalizing our children. And I'm not going to allow that to happen as the mayor of the city of New York.
You're not in charge of anything, Eric. You're a lame duck. You're not in charge of anything but what you and Puff Daddy are in charge of. And Eric, you're going down, boy. There ain't no doubt about it. You are going down.